Hey guys, Heat the Geek here, back again with another video. Uh this one is basically the last video in the part or series for Lorcana, leading up to the first not tournament but big event for Lorcana. It was at Coliseum Games, much like the HeroClix Cheesehead Championship and the regional from the previous month. Very good turnout for the first day of League. Um, as you can see here on the page here, is on their Facebook. 24 players. Not I don't believe at the same time, but over the course of the day, once the event started, which is very good. That's about as big as like a Magic event. That those are very good numbers. There's a lot of people interested in the game, and that's kind of what I want to see. I'm actually starting to see more and more the benefit of league play over a structured tournament. In some situations like this, I think league play may actually be a better version or format or alternative to having a basic like bracketed tournament, especially for new players and casual players. Very similarly to Pokemon League, I think for some people it's just inherently better having everyone who's there able to play anyone. You can also come in late because there's no tournament structured bracket. You just come in when you want after the start time. You play whoever you want. You get your league points for however it's set up. For Lorcana, it was you got 2 points for a win, 1 point for a loss, and then you got an extra point for the achievements for the week, up to a maximum of 10 for that week, and then after that, you were basically done. You could keep playing if you wanted for fun. You couldn't get any more points out once you got to 10. But that was basically it. So it was a pretty fun time. I'm playing Steel Sapphire currently. I'm still testing it. I definitely went up against. I definitely wanted to go up against Steel, Amethyst, or Gray Purple, however you want to call it. Probably one of the stronger meta decks right now, if you want to say that it's a meta deck. I got absolutely destroyed. The 7-drop Dr. Facilier is extremely good, and unless you're playing the right cards, it's very, you either have to take him out first, or it's very hard to answer their board if they have a board. Because once he's out, he doesn't have to activate to do anything. It's just that anytime one of their guys gets banished, aka dies, it goes back to their hand, not to the discard pile. Including if they shifted a character, the shifted person under it also goes back to their hand because it's considered one card at that point. That is obscenely strong right now. Thankfully, there are answers to it in the format. They're not great answers, but there are answers. So I've been thinking about switching over to Steel Amethyst myself, and I'm still playtesting Sapphire Steel at the time being. I don't want to make the switch just yet, but I'm still gonna keep playtesting it to see if it's better. I mean, Purple has all the draw power right now. It's insanely good. The draw power alone makes me think that the draw kind of outweighs the ramp that you get from Blue, because the only reason you're playing Blue is for the ramp itself. But other than that, most of the other Blue stuff doesn't do a whole lot for you. So I'm thinking about switching to Purple just to have the option. And all the Purple characters have weird stats, but they're very good with their weird stats, if that makes sense. So I got my 10 points for League. Like I was saying, I think my opinion has changed on League. I think it might be a better format than tournaments for a lot of people, especially for newer players and casual players. Like the competitive players are going to want a tournament bracket because they're going to want, tournament pricing and stuff like that. I mean, we did get a promo for entering, which was nice. It was a promo Tinkerbell, definitely not the big one. It was a small Tinkerbell. There's the steel one. So that's also nice. But having like booster packs and stuff like that for pricing for like top 8 or whatever, will be nice moving forward once the Lorcana team puts out their uh official organized play rules and tournament software. Um, then we can start having tournaments. Fortunately, I'm sure they're gonna turn away a lot of the casual newer players, unfortunately. But I do think there's room and time to where not have them at the same time, but maybe 1 week is a tournament and then 1 week is a league. So that way no one feels like they're left out or being excluded for one or the other. I think that's probably might be the best way of doing it. Or even have league play for 3 weeks and then have like fourth week be an actual tournament. I think that's a nice way of doing it. Except for a lot of people, this is actually their first TCG. They haven't played any other TCGs before this one, so they're very, very new, and I definitely want them to at least have a chance to learn and play more games before getting forced into a tournament structure, which is very competitive and strict. That being said, there aren't too many downsides to the league format style. There's mostly upsides, but there is one glaring downside, was that there is no time limit realistically, or at least for our league, there was no time limit enforced. Not having a time limit means that games can go obscenely long, and that could definitely be an issue or a problem moving forward. And I'm not talking about slow playing or people stalling or anything like that. But with people taking, because there are a lot of decision trees to make in the game, and if people are taking 5-10 minutes on a turn for decisions, the games are being stretched out obscenely long, which could create a negative experience for some people if games are taking like an hour or more. When obviously in a tournament structure there'd be a time limit, or even like an action timer that would be enforced, like most other games have, like 2 to 3 minutes per action or decision, and then the whole match total, if you're playing 2 out of 3, which we were playing 2 out of 3, would be like 50 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever they decided for Lorcana. Or if it's just one game, like 40 minutes or 30 minutes, because there's some games that do that as well. So that's one downside I see to it right now. But that's easily fixed by just enforcing a time limit for league. Just have each match, they would just keep track of their own time. Essentially, at that point, someone would keep track of it and be like, okay, we're starting at this time, 40 minutes or 50 minutes. This is our time stop. Where if the game isn't over, we check back and see like who has the most lore or whatever under the time when time hits or whatever. So that way more games can happen, which is better for everyone, instead of someone being stuck in like 1 hour game. Hopefully not 2 hour games or anything like that, where they're just stuck in one game where they're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. But the game state isn't progressing very much. Yes, people are new and still very casual, but definitely it's not a good gameplay experience if they're not learning how to do the actions on their turn, pass the turn, and actually trying to advance, not necessarily advance board state, but get your lore or advance your board state and then pass, so that way your opponent can do the same, so they can get their turns to play as well, and then pass back, so the game is progressing. But other than that, I still had fun. I enjoyed it. There's going to be another league next week. Their leagues are on Sunday at 1, so I can always make them because I won't be at work, thankfully. Unfortunately for me personally, it does mean I'm going to be pushed out of Pokemon for a little bit. I definitely want to see how Lorcana progresses. Pokemon is Pokemon. Pokemon's going to be fine. I feel like I will still be doing the Pokemon pre-releases, so that's where the priority is going to shift from Lorcana, is for Pokemon pre-release. Because Pokemon pre-releases are always not at Kalo, but Twin Dragon Games and Racine are always on Sundays instead at the same time. So I still want to prioritize the Pokemon pre-releases. So I will miss a week of Lorcana just for that, to do the Pokemon pre-release instead of Lorcana. Because it's only going to be this, or like a regular league play day or a regular tournament, and I can miss one of those every 3 months essentially. Not that big of a deal. Um, Unfortunately, because of Lorcana being on Sundays, it does mean that I'll be doing less Pokemon. Um, in fact, in regards to Twin Dragon specifically, I think the only opportunity I have to go down there, unless I skip Lorcana a week, is only going to be after Pokemon on Saturdays, which we've had small turnouts, and then I would be playing Shadowverse Evolve at that point, which I was playing it for a little bit, but I wanted to take a little bit of a break because I knew Lorcana was coming out to focus on Lorcana. Because nothing's really changing in Shadowverse Evolve either, because they're still on set one, just like Lorcana is in a weird way. So like, I did a Shadowverse Evolve Sword Championship like 2 weeks ago. Lost every round, did not do great at all. Got promos for it, which was cool. But I'm not a huge fan of games that are only on set one. I do want to play them and learn them and get more gameplay experience. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you're only on set one. I don't need to play every single week. I've learned all the cards in this set. I kind of know what the meta is at this point. Nothing's changing until the next set comes out, or until there's like a ban list or something like that. So I don't feel the need to keep playing it in set one because nothing's changing. And usually for the first set, I usually just stick to one deck, and then I just play that one deck until set two comes out, and then I'll reevaluate what I want to play moving forward after that. The exception is Lorcana, where I'm kind of experimenting with, Steel Sapphire or Steel Amethyst. I haven't really decided yet, but it's going to eventually end up being one of the two for this, essentially this set one format of Lorcana right now until set two comes out, which hopefully it does come out in December. So of Shadowverse Evolve, I'm sticking with what they're called, the Sword Masters, Swordcraft, whatever their name is, the Sword Dudes. Their symbol is the crown. That's what I'm playing right now for Shadowverse Evolve, and that's not going to change. I may edit the deck, but I'm not playing that much right now because I'm trying to give Lorcana the chance, because I played Shadowverse Evolve for the first 2 weeks and in the store championships. Now I'm focusing on Lorcana a little bit. I don't remember when the next Pokemon pre-release is. I want to believe it's November, so it's still quite a ways away for the next Pokemon pre-release. Although I think it might be the end of October, because I think the actual release is November, but the pre-release might be the end of October. So it's not too far away. We're just about in September now, so it's about 2 months away for the next Pokemon pre-release. Lorcana will be on set one. Shadowverse Evolve is still going to be on set one, I believe. I don't even know when their next set's coming out. So yeah, but I'm giving Lorcana my priority focus. Was doing hero clicks, had fun with that. It's time to switch it up, try something different. But yeah, that's it. I just wanted to finally release the last part of the Lorcana video part series. I gotta get those uploaded at some point. Hopefully I can have them actually uploaded in order, or at the very least I'll number them so you'll know which ones are in order from first to last. I gotta get ready for work now. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. I appreciate all the support. And until the next video, I will see you all next time.